The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is Pacquiao's former manager seeks an injunction to stop the fight with Errol Spence. And this is because Pacquiao's former manager from Paradigm Sports is saying that he was in the process of setting up a fight with Mikey Garcia, and then things went awry. So here's an article from Yahoo Sports. And as you can see, it says a report manager files lawsuit against Manny Pacquiao, seeks injunction against Errol Spence Jr. fight. And here's the article. It says it may just be the year of boxing lawsuits. Adi Attar, a combat sports manager who represents Conor McGregor, among others, has filed a lawsuit against Manny Pacquiao, claiming the boxing legend breached the contract by setting up his upcoming fight against Errol Spence Jr. According to The Athletic's Lance Pragmeyer, Attar, who runs Paradigm Sports Management, reportedly claimed that he was in the process of negotiating a fight between Manny Pacquiao and four-division champion Mikey Garcia on Pacquiao's behalf when the Spence fight was scheduled. He reportedly attempting to recuperate $3.3 million advance from Pacquiao and seeking an injunction against the Spence fight, currently scheduled for August 21st. Garcia has since ended his brief relationship with Paradigm, per the report. The lawsuit reportedly alleges that competing Pacquiao associates, including longtime advisor Sean Gibbons and friend Winchell Campos, pushed Pacquiao to work with competing manager Al Heyman to set up the Spence fight. This is a quote from The Athletic, or this is information, our source. The source of this information is The Athletic. It says, in the lawsuit, Paradigm attorney Jude Bernstein wrote, in addition to the millions of dollars in straightforward economic loss that Paradigm stands to suffer, the damage to its reputation resulting from Pacquiao's breaches is incalculable. Just when Paradigm was at the cusp of establishing itself as a major player in professional boxing, Pacquiao has left its reputation as a boxing representative in tatters. So, I'll turn it over to you, Conspiracy G. The year of the lawsuit. The manager from Paradigms seeking an injunction to stop the Spence fight and wants to recuperate $3.3 million in an advance. You heard from the article what's alleged. What is your reaction to all that?
I actually agree with that management company. You know, if you're representing Pacquiao, right, you have him on contract, right, and so I'm seeking your service, right. Your job is to get me the big fights, right. So I hire you. In the process of me doing my job, you go to another management company and you're negotiating something else on the side without informing me. So then now I'm making deals with Mikey Garcia, not knowing, that you're actually going to do the fight because you're already setting something behind my back. So then now it makes my company look bad, you know, with Mikey Garcia, his team, his promotion. Oh, he's independent, but you know, nonetheless, it makes me look bad. So, yeah, I'm going to be like, you know what? I'm suing. You know what I mean? And not to mention, technically, you fired me without even me knowing because you went with Al Heyman without even consulting me like, hey, yo, listen, I like what you're doing, bro, but let's just dead all negotiations with Mikey Garcia. I'm going another route. I'm hollering at Al Heyman to get this Errol Spence going.
That would have on your day off.
Yeah, that would have been the reasonable thing to do. Like, let me know what's going on before, you know, I have a whole team involved. I'm contacting lawyers, different promoters, different managers. I'm setting up a whole team to set up this fight for you. And then you go behind my back and run to another manager. That is kind of foul, man. So hopefully they do get some money. The $3.3 million was kind of, I don't know how they could justify
it. It was an advance, I believe. So,
okay. So,
yeah.
Hey man, yo, listen. If it's
a $3.3 million advance.
So they never received it?
No, they gave Pacquiao a $3.3 million.
Oh, so hey, Pacquiao, give that money back, bro. You got to give that money back. It's only right. You know what I'm saying? Because you decided not to go with them and you're going with Al. Like, you're gonna take my money. You definitely gonna give me my money back with interest. Get out of here. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, Pacquiao, man, I don't know, man. That's bad business, bro. Like, for real. And I do understand when you're trying to be a major player in whatever industry, you're trying to do everything right, and you're relying on the big names in that industry to put you on. So it's like you pay to play, and you pay, and then they take that money and disappear. That's not right, man. So they definitely, I agree with Pacquiao's former manager. Get all the money that you can. They ain't got nothing to do with Errol Spence, but nonetheless, it's Pacquiao's fault. So you're gonna give me my money, and I want interest.
Dollar Bill.
If Manny Pacquiao took some bread and there was a negotiation and he took the bread, and from that he should have to pay that bread back, unless it was something totally outlandish or something. I really don't know the ins and outs about it, but the whole time that G was talking about the injunction stuff, I was thinking about poor Eddie. I was like, I wish Eddie could see these guys, you know what I'm saying, for all the gas money they done cost Eddie. All the phone calls, all
the sleepless nights.
You know what I'm saying? Eddie should be trying to sue these two clowns. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. He should be trying, because they both did him greasy. You know? but that's the only thing I was thinking about the whole time. I'm sorry, fellas, but I was dying. I was laughing. I was like, poor Eddie should be trying to sue these guys. You know what I'm saying? You know how his phone bill, you know how high his phone bill must be for them international calls, right? Trying to make that happen all hours of the night. But hopefully it gets straightened out, and Manny Pacquiao, does the right thing, or this whole situation gets, and it doesn't affect this fight at all. Hopefully it doesn't have no bearings on this fight, and it goes on without a hitch, and we don't talk about it again.
I don't know. Like, I don't know enough. You just hear one side based on this article, and you hear the side of Paradigm Sports and what they were doing. They were trying to negotiate a fight between Mikey Garcia and Manny Pacquiao. I'll start by saying this. If they gave him a $3.3 million advance, then of course they should give that back. If that advance was for a fight with Mikey Garcia. Now, again, I don't know, but if that was an advance for a fight with Mikey Garcia, well, obviously that fight's not happening now, so they should get that money back. An injunction to stop the fight with Errol Spence, though, what would be the reason? You want to stop him from fighting Errol Spence to fight Mikey? Did he sign to fight Mikey? Was there agreement to fight Mikey? Why shouldn't he be allowed to fight Errol Spence? You're his manager, and he worked with Al Heyman to set up a fight. And again, this gets into the fishy situation of you're supposed to do what's in the best interest of the fighter. When you're a manager, you have a fiduciary duty to do what's in the best interest of the fighter. So although he may not be fighting the guy you wanted, he's fighting the best available option at this time. So it shouldn't be a problem to you as a manager, because you're
correction. Remember, it said that Al Heyman, he went with Al Heyman to manage him for the Errol Spence fight. That's where the issue is. He went away from the team that he already was signed to go with Al. So that's why they're like, yo, stop this fight, because that ain't right. That's the only reason why I was saying, like, he deserves. I mean, that company deserves everything, because Pacquiao went behind their back.
No, I hear you. What I'm saying is, I don't necessarily know the ins and outs of everything. So I don't know if he was ever really signed with Paradigm, because if you look, I did see that it said he signed because at one point he was interested in fighting Conor McGregor, right? But that fight didn't transpire because McGregor lost his bout in MMA. Now, if you look at what that article says, it said that Mikey Garcia signed with Paradigm to fight Manny. And once the fight with Manny's not happening, Mikey Garcia left them too. Mm-hmm. So my thing is, I don't know if Pacquiao was locked into something concrete, or if it was, oh, you can make the fight happen between me and Garcia. I'll sign to get this fight with Garcia. But I think originally the reason why Pacquiao even went with them in the first place was because he wanted to fight Conor. Mm-hmm. And once the Conor fight was gone, Pacquiao was gone. Or they try to salvage the fight by talking with Mikey. And you also heard in the article they were trying to establish themselves as real players in boxing. And he's hurting their reputation, blah, blah, blah. But it sounds like they don't even have a stable. they don't have the means to get him the fights in boxing. So if you're Manny Pacquiao and Mikey Garcia is a free agent, right? Mikey Garcia is a free agent. And the only fight you can get is Garcia if you're with Paradigm, but you want Errol Spence and you want to fight for more belts. And the only way you can get that fight is by going with Al Heyman. The only way Pacquiao would have done something wrong was if he's locked into a long-term deal with Paradigm. But if his whole arrangement with Paradigm was based on him fighting Conor McGregor, and then that fight couldn't transpire, and so he was giving them a chance to set up something else, and he didn't like, or their option wasn't the best option for him, he should be able to go to Al Heyman at that point. Remember, you have to look at the original reason the contract or the agreement was formed. And they're saying they want to recoup the 3.3 million advance, right? Was that 3.3 for a fight with Mikey, or was that 3.3 for a fight with Conor? That never happened. Remember, you can have a conditional contract. I'll give you an example. Wilder and Fury had one, right? When he fought Francesco Pena, if Fury beats Francesco Pena, he'll fight Deontay Wilder. So he beats Francesco Pena. That's when Wilder was in the ring and they announced the first fight. Now, if Francesco Pena beats Fury, Wilder's not going to fight him now. It's the fight's ruined. The value of the fight's messed up. So was his whole arrangement with Manny Pacquiao and Paradigm based on the fact that he was trying to get Conor? And if it was, and Conor didn't uphold his end of the bargain because he didn't win his fight, now Manny Pacquiao is kind of, if it was a contract contingent upon a condition, now that condition wasn't met, so Manny will have his argument that, hey, the contract was never met because Conor didn't win. Just like,
can I ask a question? Then can Manny Pacquiao keep the 3.3 million?
No, I don't know. See, I don't know why they gave him the 3.3 million. I don't know what's the terms. If the 3.3 million was in advance for a fight with Paradigm Management that he's not going to give them, then it would seem only be right to give him for him to give them the money back. I don't know the nature. That's what they said in the article. They gave him a $3.3 million advance that they want to recoup. I don't know the nature of the advance, why they gave the advance. I don't know if it was a sign-in. I don't know, because there's all types of stuff. But what I would say is, like, it seems like Mikey Garcia signed with Paradigm on the basis that he's going to fight Manny Pacquiao. And if he doesn't fight Manny Pacquiao, then he's going to. Mm-hmm. So, once again, that's what I said. It's all about the logistics, what's in writing, what was the agreement. So, I can't be like, yo, Manny Pacquiao did him greasy. I don't know what Manny Pacquiao's agreement was. It does seem like Pacquiao signed with them to fight McGregor, and once the McGregor fight, that would be the only reason he signed with Paradigm. Really, what else is out there for him? Yeah. Right? So, I don't know, man. But I'll say this. They're filing an injunction to stop the Spence fight. I really hope that the Spence fight isn't stopped or pushed back or has any issues as a result of this, because it seems like they're trying to get into boxing. They're not really into boxing. Manny Pacquiao is a boxer. So if their strength is MMA, what could they do for his career? They weren't going to get the fights with these other managers based on the fact that they have no connects and they have no fighters. So it just seems like one of these things I hope can get smoothed over real quickly without a hiccup. But I lost all faith in the system doing the right thing after what they did with Fury Joshua.
Nah, there's no way they're gonna stop this fight. But he's gonna have to come up off that 3.3. That's the only thing. He's gonna have to give that bread up. But I'm pretty sure
that's it.
Yeah, like, come on, man. Y'all ain't got no fights for him. So it's like, how can you stop a fight without having a fight? So yeah, I think Pacquiao and Spence is good. It's just Pacquiao gonna come off that 3.3.
Let us know how y'all feel in the comment section. Please like and tongue twister. Please like and subscribe and check us out. Our podcast out on all major streaming services. You know who we are. We are the Boxing Bros. Tril Talk.
Tril sounding like Elmer Fudd. Oh,
I know.
that's the one like fucker and fuckatash.
That shit's like about to get canceled. Too. Like,
It's the Boxer Bros.
You're welcome. You're all welcome.